Salut YouTube! I'm so excited today. I've got a Kiwi with me. Yay! I'm not the only one in Paris.
So I'm Ainsley. I'm a travel photographer and blogger who is living in Paris.
I'll leave the links down to her blog and Instagram and everything below. It's just honestly such a visual sensation looking at your photos. They're so beautiful. The reason that we're doing a video together today is that Ainsley actually wrote an awesome blog post on the most photogenic spots of Paris. So the places that you go when you want to have incredible, just breathtaking photos, either professionally or for, you know, just Instagram, just when you're visiting the city.
These are always my go-to spots in Paris when people are looking for a photo shoot.
And I've heard that for my viewers, you've got a little giveaway available. Tell us.
I do. So I have 5 limited edition postcards to give away, and they are all of Paris.
So they're your photos.
They're my photos.
And so if you guys want to enter that in order to win these postcards, a set of beautiful postcards that you can send to friends and family or just keep at your house and display because they're
on the wall.
They're beautiful. Just comment below with which of Ainsley's photos during this video was your favorite and why. And we'll pick the winner together. Cool. Yeah. So what's the first secret spot on your list?
So the first one is Bir-Hakeim Bridge. So it was in the movie Inception as well. It's got these beautiful columns that line the whole bridge, and it's got a view of the Eiffel Tower there as well, and it goes over the top of the Seine. So there's kind of a mix of everything going on there.
Yeah. I actually used to live quite near there, and there's a kind of little island that's in the middle of the Seine, and you can walk to one end of it and it's got a replica of the Statue of Liberty, because obviously Monsieur Eiffel, who designed both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty in New York, it's kind of a homage to him. And then, as Ainsley said, you'll like walk up the stairs and you'll get to this bridge and it's just like, wow.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's a really special spot. So the next one is cafes in Paris.
Okay.
So basically, almost every cafe you go to here is cute, quaint, Parisian, and it just looks so good in photos. You can go and sit down, get a croissant, get a coffee, put on a beret, looks very Parisian.
Exactly.
And the next one is the Champ de Mars. So this is the big field right in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's a really nice big grassy area lined with lots of trees. And if you're lucky enough to go there during the spring, there's lots of cherry blossoms in the trees as well.
I imagine it might get quite busy though, this spot. Are there any kind of best times to go?
So definitely in the morning when the sun's not too harsh as well is probably the best time to go, early in the morning, and then there's not too many people around. So.
Okay, cool. That's a good tip.
Yeah. Okay, so next on my list is the Jardin du Luxembourg. These are big, beautiful gardens in the 6th arrondissement of Paris. And during the spring and the summer especially, it's really green and filled with flowers, and it has one of my all-time favorite fountains there as well. It's a beautiful spot to take photos. Next on the list is Ladurée on the Champs-Élysées, the one that I normally go to with clients. It's got a beautiful building. The interior is just stunning, and especially if you go upstairs as well, there's a beautiful decor there. It's very old, very charming, very Parisian feeling, and of course all the cakes are amazing.
I suppose as long as you take something to
as long as you buy something,
you buy something, which is not a hard ask.
I mean,
no, let's be
you'll
honest.
want to buy everything.
You'll want to buy exactly.
And next on the list is Montmartre. It is one of my all-time favorite places in Paris. It's actually really close to where I live. And I'm not going to give you any specific areas in Montmartre because you just have to go everywhere. Everywhere is Instagram worthy. It's stunning.
But my hint would be like, don't stop at the Sacré-Cœur because there's a whole world that exists behind it, and there's beautiful little houses. There's even a vineyard behind the Sacré-Cœur, and there are a lot of exciting things to discover. So don't let the monument stop you. No specific place, but just everywhere. Walk around for hours. It's amazing.
And next up we have Notre-Dame, which of course I think you know already.
Yeah, I mean, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. Yeah. Especially my tip would be is to go around the back of Notre-Dame. For me it's the most beautiful part, it's the oldest. Yeah. And there's a beautiful garden out the back as well. And in the spring it's filled with cherry blossoms and it is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite part of the city actually.
Yeah, I think me too, possibly. Tough choice.
Yeah.
Next up is Opéra Garnier. You do have to buy a ticket to go in,
Yeah.
but I promise you it is worth it. It is the most exquisite building, I think, anywhere. It's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It is a little bit dark in some areas, but if you go in the main hall towards the windows, you get lots and lots of light. And when the sun comes in, all the gold ceilings and the gold finishings kind of glitter and shine, and it's stunning.
It's just a splendor. This building, honestly, I always say to people, if you're hesitating about making the day trip out to Versailles or not the Palace of Versailles, I'm like, I think you could almost replace it by the opera if you want the chandeliers, the gold, the art, the ceilings. I mean, it's just exquisite, and it really embodies that kind of French luxury and that grandiosity that only the French know how to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
Next is Palais-Royal. So if you're on Instagram, you probably would have seen this around during Fashion Week. There's a lot of bloggers that like to go here, a lot of stylists, a lot of photo shoots. It's a really funky little area in Paris, and not that many tourists actually know about it. So it's a nice little off the beaten track kind of, it's got some really interesting black and white columns there, and there's also a beautiful garden as well. So you kind of get something modern and something natural and green. Next up is Parc de Sceaux. So this is in the south of Paris. You can take the RER-B there. It's about 45 minutes, but it's totally worth it.
It is, yeah.
It's a beautiful, huge park. So the gardens here are designed by the same landscape architect as the ones in Versailles.
Yeah.
So it is stunning. It's green, it's lush, it's got this beautiful big lake in the middle. And if you're really lucky to be here during the spring, it's full of flowers and cherry blossoms, and it's so beautiful.
It's true. We're in springtime at the moment, and my Instagram feed is pink at the moment.
A picnic.
Yes.
And champagne.
Exactly. Exactly.
So now we have Place Vendôme, and this is the very elegant, very chic part of Paris. I'm sure you've probably heard about the Ritz, places like Louis Vuitton, Chanel. So Place Vendôme is really, really a cool place to go if you're into fashion. You want to look very chic. It's definitely a hot spot, and you can go and stand in front of the Ritz as well. Next is Pont Alexandre III. So this is a beautiful Art Deco bridge. It's got a view of the Eiffel Tower as well, which is just kind of an added bonus on there. And it's all gold and turquoise, and it's got amazing statues, and it looks just so stunning in photos. So this is famous in Paris, well, in the world actually, and I'm talking about the fabulous Ritz Hotel in Paris. So if you're lucky enough to ever stay there, you will go crazy with the amount of photos you want to take, because everything is photogenic.
Yeah, everywhere you turn, like,
everywhere. And otherwise, if you can't stay there, that's okay. You can still go get a glass of water or have a cup of tea, and sit down, enjoy it as much as you can, and have a walk around the hotel. The design there is just incredible. Everything is so beautiful. And it is definitely one of the most Instagram-worthy buildings and interiors in Paris. So, my secret street.
I'm intrigued.
I don't want to give this away, partly because I don't want to annoy the locals that live there, and also because it's kind of a little secret spot for photographers in Paris that we will take clients to.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of Instagram people that know about it. So if you do want to know, get in touch with me, and I'm sure that I can let you know. Okay. But this is a beautiful little residential street, and it has a view of the Eiffel Tower and amazing old Parisian architecture as well. So it's kind of got the best of both worlds in there.
I will definitely be asking you after this video.
So next up, we have one of the most beautiful and photogenic areas in Paris. This is just the streets of the 5th arrondissement. It's just full of photogenic locations, the doors, the shop fronts, the streets themselves. It's such a beautiful area. And you can go past Shakespeare and Company, which is one of the first English bookshops in Paris. Super cute, super quaint. There's so many really nice cafes around there as well. You want to sit down and make the most of it. And it's also really close to Notre-Dame, so you can do both at the same time. Next up is somewhere you may have heard of. It's the Louvre. And obviously this is somewhere that you'll probably go if you're in Paris anyway. But I advise you to take some time to explore the outside of it, not just the pyramids, but go around the building and in the back as well. The architecture there is incredible, and my advice would be to go early in the morning before it opens. You get some beautiful light coming in the corner there, and you can get some really amazing shots with nobody else in the courtyard as well, which is something really rare. So next up we have the Seine River. So obviously this goes all the way through Paris. And there are some beautiful spots along the river that are worth just walking along, and from there you can see Notre-Dame, you can see the Tour Eiffel, and there's some really nice spots that you can sit down and set up a picnic as well. So it's perfect for little photo shoots, Instagram moments, and it's a little bit quieter than the main streets of Paris as well, so you might be able to get a little bit more privacy down on the actual riverbank.
I think at some point you get to the point where you're just in front of the Musée d'Orsay, and you can see the Petit Palais, you can see the Eiffel Tower, you can see Pont Alexandre III, you can see, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like it's a visual orgasm.
So the next one is somewhere I spend a lot of time. Every morning at this spot is just filled with photo shoots, so Instagrammers, bloggers, photographers. And I'm talking about Trocadéro. It's a beautiful spot for taking photos in front of the Eiffel Tower, but you have to get there at sunrise. After sunrise, it gets way too busy with people, and the sunlight becomes really harsh in the wrong direction.
Sounds like you kind of have to be a morning person to be a photographer.
You do, unfortunately, yeah. Ensuite, we have the Tuileries Garden. So the Tuileries Gardens are in front of the Louvre, and when you're there, you can see the Louvre, you can see Place de la Concorde, and you can see the Arc de Triomphe as well. So it's a really nice linear view. You can get some amazing shots in there. And also the gardens themselves are just really beautiful. There's lots of greenery, lots of flowers, lots of beautiful water fountains, and there's often some artwork and some beautiful statues in there as well. So there's a little bit of everything. So my last tip for you is somewhere that you might not have thought of, but it is your hotel room or your Airbnb or your apartment where you're staying.
Oh, in the boudoir.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the architecture in Paris and the interiors as well is often so beautiful, and often in hotels you might be lucky enough to have a balcony as well. So I would say definitely make the most of that and enjoy getting some photos in your surroundings as well where you're staying. And if you need a list of those kind of hotels, get in touch with me as well. I know all the best ones.
Oh, thank you so much for coming and sharing all of this with us. And Ainsley's been here for years, so she's been like, you know, figuring out all of this on her own as a photographer, and she shared them all with us. So thank you so much. As I said, check out her blog, check out her Instagram, you will not be disappointed. And guys, don't forget to enter to win the beautiful photos, postcards that Ainsley's giving away to us for free. So again, if you want to just comment below on which of the photos was your favorite and why, you automatically enter the draw, and we're going to pick our favorite comment and we'll get in touch with you so that you can figure out how those postcards can be yours. Awesome, so thanks so much guys for watching. Share this with a friend, share it with anyone who you think may be interested in coming to Paris in the near future, or maybe you know people who are living here and could use with some Instagram credit. And until the next video, see you guys next time. A bientôt!
Au revoir!
Au revoir!